Blackbirds in the sky, look for reasons why. Mainly what I know isn't what I know. Once I come from fear, once I hold the fire, I'll be the first one down. I'll be the first one to nothing I can see. Everything inside has its own memory. Would love to change the frame, would love to blame the rain. I am the weather now. Watch me as I come down.
Well, good evening, all you lovely Bitcoiners from around the world. It is great to be with you all again. Today is Monday, the 20th of July, 2020. As always, strong Bitcoin hand. That is the name of the game on my channel. The second name of the game is buy your Bitcoin, get it off an exchange onto a Trezor, and then enjoy your life. That is it. That is what my channel is about. You are not going to see technical analysis here. We're not going to discuss charts and Fibonacci and all that stuff that I've heard the words that I don't understand. You're simply, excuse me, not going to see it here. So people, please like this video, share it, subscribe to the channel. Bash the bell button so you get notified when I go live, unless, of course, YouTube screws it up like they did today and put me down at 8 p.m. this evening, UK time, going live, when in actual fact I set it for 6 p.m. I think that's the second or the third time they've done that now. So, hey-ho, it is what it is. Okay, somebody left a message in the chat, and it wasn't one of the regulars. But the message they left, a comment after one of my previous shows was, it's something like 7-minute preamble, ! Okay, if you guys have any type of problem with that, then stick something in the comments. But you know, people have labelled this the family channel, and I want to say hi to everybody in the chat, and I want to do my normal bit that I do. Maybe that person was referring to a couple of minute intro video. Let me tell you why the intro video runs. So that people get a message to say that I've gone live, they head on over and they haven't missed anything. I don't particularly need to have an intro at the start of video running. I do it so that people get a message before 6 p.m. to say that I've gone live. I like the preamble. I like to be able to look in the chat and say hello to Rocky Palumbo, my lovely wife Elaine, my daughter Buffy, and my granddaughter Caitlin, who's with Buffy on holiday. I'd like to say hello to Dan from Suffolk, Jean from Holland, Wilco Delamere, Rocky Palumbo, I think, JC Botha, Adam Meister, proud Zionist Jew. I like to say hello to you people so that you feel part of my show. If you don't like that, go and find another channel to follow, because I'm not going to change what I do just because somebody doesn't like the preamble. Is everyone okay with that? I hope you are. So if I've missed your name, type UK Bitcoin Master in the chat, press send, it will highlight it, and I will give you a shout out. So like I've said, follow me on Twitter, tweet this out, I would appreciate it. Just seen Yorkshire Sat Stacker just join us. Welcome to you. Really interesting, because a lot of people in the Bitcoin space tend to be that certainly come on my show. Chunkadunks in now that are from the US. Chunkadunks in New York, obviously. We've got Rocky, who's in California. We've got JC Botha down in South Africa. Proud Zionist Jew Bitcoin Meister is from the East Coast, Baltimore area. Jean from Holland. The nice thing is we're starting to get a few UK Bitcoiners joining us. So UK Bitcoiners, strong hand people, great to have you with us from the UK. Let's build this following around not only global, but my home country of the UK. Wouldn't that be superb? Love it. Okay, I'm going to quickly pop this up for you all to see before I go on and talk about justlearnbitcoin.com. Look at the thickness of that B. I think that is absolutely superb. If I flip it over, it's got a different style of a B. Can you see that? It's adjustable. It's a really brilliant bracelet for when we get onto that bit, because obviously I've then got me down in the corner. Zaza, welcome. Dan, Just Learn Bitcoin is in with us. Great to have you with us. Okay, so without further ado, peeps, let's get over to the desktop. Let's get on with the show, because I don't want people complaining that I waffle too long before I start the show. But for me, this is part of the show, as I've already said. Elaine Jean has just posted something that says it needs somebody to moderate it. John Stramitis, John, great to have you with us. I haven't seen you for a few shows. As always, you're very, very welcome. Okay, let's get over to the desktop. Let's see what's going on. Okay, so as we can see, nothing doing with the price. It's going sideways. What is Rocky saying? UK Bitcoin Master. Anyone who doesn't like the way your videos start can simply come in a little late, then skip right over the intro. Yeah, Rocky, no, absolutely they can. And I also like to say hi to everybody in the chat. And, I don't want to just deliver a show. I want people to feel that we're all part of it together, Rocky. And that's why I do it. Maybe it's a Brit mentality. I don't know. There is information I want to cover on the show, but I like speaking to you guys as well. So nothing much going on with the price, as you can see. But if you're getting bored, and I see this out there, people are getting bored, then I hear, or I read articles saying that there could be a big correction, maybe down to 7,000, as if that's meant to scare me and the Bitcoin hardcore. By the way, shout out for Bitcoin to the Moon, my good buddy down in Australia who kindly sent me this t-shirt. I love my Bitcoin to the Moon t-shirt. He's got some great merch over there as well. So those that are saying the price could crash back, let me put this up and just say, am I bothered? This is Bitcoin since inception, 2010. Do I really care if that right-hand side dropped down 1/4 inch? In the overall scheme of things, this is what happens when you zoom out and you don't look at the price today and tomorrow. You look at the price over maybe 2, 5, 10 years, 15 years, whatever your plan is. And then you don't freak out, okay? Because all this that we're looking at from the 20K of 2017 all the way to where we are today, in another decade from now, will look just like that bump in the road there at 2014. Seriously, when Bitcoin's 100K and beyond, this will all be another bump. You can see that the 2014 started in 2013 and it was a bump all the way through, declining over to 2015, really. And this, as the chart moves out, will become a bump like 2014. And then when you look at 2014, you won't even see that bump. It'll be like looking at 2011, 2012. That is building a strong hand, long-term mentality, low time preference. It means you're not in it today to become a millionaire tomorrow. Sure, I bet many of us are in it to make some money. You know, we're speculators, but also, as well as making money and maybe securing our family's futures, it's about what we are contributing to the future when we're not here anymore. That's really important. Okay, so just wanted to point that out. You know, if you're worried by reading articles saying the price might dip, so what? I've said it before and I'll say it again, at the risk of being boring. I will either go to the moon with the Bitcoin ship, or I will go down with the Bitcoin ship. End of. No middle ground. I don't get freaked out by price at all. And that's where you need to get to if you're new into Bitcoin, if you're just getting started, if you're thinking of getting into Bitcoin. Dan, I think I gave you a shout out just on Bitcoin. Great to see you, mate. Build that strong hand and don't worry about short-term price. Okay, found a few articles worth having a look at. 1.4 billion in Bitcoin was laundered via unwitting exchanges in 2020. The reason I'm putting this article up, God, ruddy great black fly whizzing around in here. The reason I've got this article up is it's just, I want to reinforce, don't leave your Bitcoin on exchanges. You know, I don't know where this article's going, what angle it's coming from, but you know, the great thing about Bitcoin is whether you're an honest dude wherever you are around the world or whether you're the worst criminal on the planet, Bitcoin doesn't discriminate. You can use it. So, of course, there are going to be nefarious activities where people want to try and move that through Bitcoin. Personally, I think they're barking mad nuts because everything's recorded on a blockchain and it can be traced. Yeah. Whereas dealing with cash can't be, or is a lot harder if the notes are all printed and somebody stole it from a bank vault. Of course, there's a potential to trace it, but you know, anybody dealing in Bitcoin for nefarious activities must be barking mad nutty. But if they understand that the price is 9k now and it could be 90k in 2, 3, 4, 5 years, then of course they're going to want to get their hands on some. So this is another reason why I say just do not leave your Bitcoin on an exchange. Sure, if you're dollar cost averaging, buy it. You don't have to move it off today if it's 50 quid, 100 quid, 200 quid or dollars, you know, but certainly get it off after a few days, definitely. Just looking at the chat, I believe that my good friend Pastor Phil, excuse me, Phil Volman is with us. So Phil, welcome to you as always, my friend. Really great to have you with us. Okay, so what I wanted to do with this article is just to reaffirm, get it off an exchange, don't leave it on there, because there will be nefarious activities that happen on exchanges, just like there are activities on, we've seen it over the last week on Twitter, where hackers are involved. Any amount of Bitcoin, you do not want that left on an exchange, I can tell you. Okay, Forbes, very reputable, very respectable there. I don't know what's happened there. My tabs have all dropped. Hang on, people. I don't like the idea of that. Hang on. There we go. Tidy. Institutional demand for Bitcoin soars as Grayscale reveals record-breaking near 1 billion quarter. Again, you want to read the article yourself, but if Bitcoin price goes down, okay, and you focus on the price going down, that is like focusing on a bug on the windshield of your car. If you focus on the bug, you're going to crash the car. If you ignore the bug as being there and focus past the bug at the road ahead, you won't crash the car. So what I'm saying here is, when the FUD machine, FUD, if you knew, stands for fear, uncertainty and doubt. When the FUD machine is in full top gear and it's rolling out the FUD that Bitcoin's going to crash down again, there's going to be a 20% correction, maybe there will. So what? But if you've got a weak hand, you might read that and go, oh, what have I done? Let's try and get out when there's a green candle. Let's get out and, before it does crash down. Just ride it out, people. Because if Grayscale are buying up all the Bitcoin being mined and some right now, let me tell you now, as an institution, they're on to something. They know where ultimately the Bitcoin price is going to go in the future. And you need to get there too and be mega strong on that viewpoint. And then, no matter what goes on with the press, the media, TV, or whatever, I've got a white screen again. Let me just refresh that. It won't freak you out. It won't faze you. Okay, for some reason, that's not coming up. Let's go to the next one and I'll double back. Okay. Bitcoin analysis expect a massive price movement in the next few days. Once again, ignore this type of thing. I'm not putting it up to cover predicting prices on my show. Not interested. I'm putting this up to, and obviously if you're on the podcast, you're not seeing this, but you're hearing my words, and that is, ignore this stuff. It's talking about, look, there could be a 20% correction. Yeah, there could be. But deal with it. Understand that you're in this for the long term. And if there is, there is. But don't buy in to what, these types of articles are saying when they say price prediction here, price prediction there. Zaza's in the house. Zaza, I don't know if I said hi. If I didn't, hi. And I hope your good lady's feeling better too, Zaza. Just thought I'd throw that one out there. You see, people, those moaning about the preamble, I don't care. I like to interact with you guys live in the chat, because this is not a recording that's thrown up as live. This is live, okay? And I want it to be that way, and I want to see what's going on in the chat where I can. Some things I miss. So if you want to get my attention, do type in UK Bitcoin Master. It highlights it for me in bright orange, just so you know if you're new. But I just want to interact with the chat wherever I can. Okay, so the point of this article is ignore it. Ignore, articles where it says analysts say this, analysts say that. Don't go there. Ignore them. Let me go back over here and see if this one's... Okay, right. Now, I don't actually know what Cloudfare is. I believe it's an internet company. I did some quick research before the show. Satoshi, welcome. Great to have you with us. But, here's an interesting one. It says, Cloudfare outage took down much of the internet, but Bitcoin kept running. So it says here, in the crypto space, let me highlight this for you all. It says, in the crypto space, oh, that didn't, that was not supposed to happen. Still not happening. Hang on. There you go. Right. In the crypto space, Bittrex, Poloniex, CoinMarketCap, Crypto.com and others went down too. So there's obviously an outage there. However, it went down too, which could be reflected in the rate of Bitcoin transactions broadcast. The Bitcoin network, however, remained unaffected with its 99.98% uptime. I think there's just another case in point there that nothing seems to stop Bitcoin. It just rolls on regardless of what is affecting anything else out there, which I still marvel at. Nearly three and a half years into Bitcoin. Barefoot Barry from New Zealand, welcome. Adam's back in and clicking the pound button again. So Adam, thank you very much for being with us as always. Okay, so where are we? So yeah, this one. And I could not end these articles I found without just mentioning this useless, worthless individual who you should pay no attention to. So why am I showing it on my show? Because this guy could be deemed an influencer. You know, he was the guy that set up McAfee Internet Security. If you're running a Windows machine, you've probably got the Internet Security that he initially developed. He's obviously not part of that anymore. So he's known around the world. So when somebody like this goes and says Bitcoin's going to $1 million and he's effing and blinding and showing his guns all over programs, you know, it's like, well, firstly, I don't give him any credence at all. You might say I am by putting this article up, but I just want people to see stuff. Don't listen to what the guy's got to say, because in my opinion, he's a fruitcake. I'm not naming who I mean, so I'm not being slanderous. I think it might be the word, or libelous. Can't remember. The point is, he says he never believed Bitcoin would hit $1 million. That's what he said. And yet there are tweets down here that verify that he did. I'm not going to say what he would eat, but it was his private bits. But in July 2017, JM said he would eat his own bits if Bitcoin didn't hit 500,000 within 3 years. Well, that's 3 years now, and it's 9,000. That is why you don't want to listen to people that say it's going to do this and it's going to do that. You know, it's bullish when they say it, but Bitcoin will do what it's going to do when it's going to do it. And them, you or I won't influence that. So today, Bitcoin is hovering at I won't say a mere 9,000, because when I first bought my first Bitcoin, it was about $1,800. So for me, it's not a mere 9,000. That's a cracking return, as one of my tweets will show you a bit later. That is a cracking return on investment for putting $1,800 away 3 years ago and that turning into 9,000 today. In my bank, I'd have probably got over the 3 years, if I'd have put that in my bank, 90 quid. Fact. Okay, so our return on investment for me, 9,000, that's a cracking price. If it grows the same again in 3, the same again in 3, and it compounds, we are going to get to that $50,000, $100,000. But don't listen to price predictions from foolish individuals that come out with stupid rubbish like this, is all I want to say. Okay, quick interlude if I can. Dan is in the house, justlearnbitcoin.com. You want to check this site out if you are brand new to Bitcoin. You may learn a few things. As you can see, consulting packages, learning to trade, if that's what you want to do. I don't recommend that at all. Buy Bitcoin, podcast, there's blog, it's all there. So if I quickly click on the tabs, you can see the bracelets there. I've just shown you mine earlier. They are really corking. And if you go over to btcbracelets.com, 25% off there using that code. So well worth getting one. A great talking point. The merch they've got there as well. You can see everything from mugs, hoodies, t-shirts, beach towels and the like. What I want to do, as always, and forgive me if I bore you at this point, forgive me if you just mute me while I go on my campaign, but I'm not going to let this go, because there's a lovely gentleman in the chat right now called Phil Volman, or we refer to him as Pastor Phil. And Phil was building his Bitcoin pot, and he had that hacked when he was doing a firmware update on his Trezor. Okay, what I want you to do, if you go back to justlearnbitcoin.com, inside the homepage, scroll down, you can see the blank link, black box there. That will take you here. Make a tiny donation. Scroll down and watch the videos. There's 2 there that explains how Phil, who was well versed on Bitcoin and Trezor, made a tiny error didn't spot something in the URL bar at the top, and within a heartbeat, 14.2 Bitcoin were gone forever. So this is well worth reading. You can, it says here, it was, as Rocky said, it was a phishing or DNS/BGP hijacking attack was the true name of what happened. You can click on the family story, one scroll up, you can see it there, one scroll down, a 2-minute read, but well worth reading. And then there is the transaction ID for anybody that might be able to trace a TX ID. Phil probably won't get the Bitcoin back, but nevertheless, you can see here all of Phil's transactions, all of his buying Bitcoin as he went through the weeks, months and years, culminating in, at the very top of this narrow box, you can see 14.2 Bitcoin on the right, and then the top one, naught. That's because he did a firmware update on his Trezor, people. How would you feel if you had 14 Bitcoin at today's prices? Let's call it $120,000 stolen. And how would you feel if you knew that in 2, 5, 10 years that 120,000 could be 1.2 million? That's how sick this man feels. That's how sick I feel every time I tell Phil's story, which is why we've donated more than once. And I encourage each and every one of you to find the link on each of these pages, click on that link and go to Tallycoin and make a small donation. $5, $1, look on the left. $1, $2, 50 cents. You can donate any amount you choose. But if 1,000 people donate $1, we got 1/9 of a Bitcoin back. If 1,000 people donate $10, we've got him one back. It doesn't take a lot of money. It takes a lot of people doing a little bit of good to get Phil at least one of his Bitcoins back. I've been promoting Phil's cause since, I believe, August last year, twice a week on my show. I don't have a huge subscription base. So you guys that are in the chat that do have a huge subscription base, please tweet my show out, tweet the link to bitcoinstolen.com so that we can touch some people that have got huge followings so that they might tweet it out and we'll touch a whale. Or we touch 20,000 people that donate $1 or $10. That's a lot of people doing a lot of good. I see people on Twitter, I've had my Bitcoin stolen, and in an hour they've got half a Bitcoin back from people. And here's a really, really, really genuine, caring family man, 16 years of the cloth, in the Vietnam War, in the American military at the time of Vietnam. His family have taken in disabled children and adopted them of their own. He's done nothing but good for humanity and society, and we're struggling after close to a year to get him past 1.09% of the goal. So I'm just heartfelt plea. If you're watching this, make a tiny donation, make another, tweet it out, share it with people you know that are in Bitcoin, and let's see if we can't get Phil up to 1 Bitcoin. Okay, rant over. I found some tweets. This one is profound, people. If you own 6.15 Bitcoin, it's mathematically impossible for 99.95% of the world's population to own as much as you do. Wow, Adam, how does that make you feel? I know how it makes me feel. 99.995% if you have 21 Bitcoin. That's assuming no drop in population. But isn't that profound? This is why we say get 1 Bitcoin. You're going to get in that 1% of Bitcoiners as Bitcoin evolves in the future. This is really profound, this tweet. Okay, the media keeps talking about Bitcoin scammers in regards to the Twitter hack. It is not Bitcoin scammers. It is hackers that have hacked Twitter and they want paying in Bitcoin. They are not Bitcoin scammers. Let's understand the difference here. But the media, the MSM, the mainstream media, they will play on words. And then, of course, somebody looking to Bitcoin, somebody who spoke to one of us teetering on, I might get some. They go and see that and go, no, that's made my mind up. Or their wife or their husband or their brother or whoever says, see, look what they're saying. There's Bitcoin scammers. I'm not a scammer. You guys in the chat are not scammers. You guys watching this in the future are not scammers, are you? So let's be clear how the mainstream media manipulate words. Back to the tweet. But they never seem to call out the dollar scammers. The Twitter hacker made off with 100k, while dollar scammers have been fined up to 580,000 times that in recent years. And you can see some of them below. I don't even need to read them. You've been reading them. Don't trust in the lying banks and governments. Don't trust, verify, but trust in your belief that Bitcoin's going to take us to a better world. I really love this tweet. Anders has been on my show. He's been on Bitcoin Meister's show. I want to get Anders back on. I'm trying to get Anders to support my show a bit more so I can get him into our private 21 million club, because I think he could add a lot of value to the club. If you can't see that money printing and artificially low interest rates grows the amount of poor people and the wealth divide, then put on your glasses. Luckily, Bitcoin disables debasement and artificial rates. Market will decide, and once again, the middle class will grow and prosper. There you go, people. Buy Bitcoin. Simple, isn't it? Dan Held, very respectable dude. No matter when you... This is a good one. And based on what I said on my first Bitcoin I bought 3 years ago. No matter when you bought Bitcoin, if you bought your first Bitcoin today in 2020, or if you're watching this in the future, even if the Bitcoin's 100 grand as you're watching this and you found it 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the road, no matter when you buy Bitcoin, your 5-year return on investment is no worse than 235% gains. How can you lose at that? You'll never see those returns in a bank. What on earth are you keeping money in banks for? No financial advice intended, as the disclaimer at the head of the show talked about. And Bitcoin Tina. Been investing and trading for way too many years to make a prediction on when Bitcoin will move higher. That's sound words. I disavow any near-term prediction of time or magnitude. If someone is buying based on such a prediction, I strongly suggest don't buy. Think years, not days, weeks, and months. Caitlin, my lovely granddaughter, 20 years of age. If you get into Bitcoin and you buy some, lock it up for at least 10 years, darling. Maybe 15, 20 years at your age. And I'll tell you something, you will be so glad you did. Okay, you know me and quotes. We always finish with a quote as the show pulls together. Everything comes to you at the right time. Be patient. Rome wasn't built in a day. Give out and don't expect to receive back. But if you give out, the universe will bring it back. But nobody's saying the universe will bring it back on Tuesday when you need it. Give out without expecting anything in return. I have lived my life by giving out without expecting anything back. You do that, and I promise you, the universe will bring it back to you. Reach out to people about Bitcoin, one person at a time, one group at a time, one show like mine at a time, one tweet at a time. Okay, and keep doing it. And I'm telling you, everything will come when it's right for it to come to you. So you're gonna need to learn patience. Here's a quote for you, or quote's the wrong word, a phrase. One of the a great person I used to follow 23 and a half years ago, when I first got into my other business, was an American guy called George Zalicki. He lived and worked in the criminal justice system, dealing with murderers and the like, for over 30 years of his life. And he went on a mission to find out, why is it that over 99% of people use less than 5% of their brain power? And he came out with a phrase which I thought was absolutely fantastic. He said, there's this guy who's got no patience at all. So he's just about to go to bed one night and he kneels at the side of his bed and he says, God, I lack patience. God, please give me some patience. And I'd like them tonight. You got to learn to be patient, people. It is something we learn. If you are not patient, if you don't have any patience, don't be in Bitcoin, because it means you're in it just to make a fast buck tomorrow, and you are not going to get anywhere, I'm telling you, with a mentality of I have no patience. So people, that is my Bitcoin show for today. Thank you for being on with me. As always, pound that like button before you leave. If you hit the like button, it keeps this video current on YouTube so that we can get more eyeballs on it. More eyeballs means more people watching these videos, investing, coming into the space, and we grow the space with all of us so you can play your part. Tweet it out. Follow me on the other platforms that are going to come up in a second. If you're watching this on catch up, press pause and just go and at least follow me on one of the other platforms that I'm on. If you're watching it live, you can still pause it and take a screenshot on your phone of the platforms that I'm on, and go and follow me on one of them, because none of us know. I've already had this channel taken down once. There's no reason it can't be taken down again. I would encourage you to follow me on the backup channel that's now lying dormant. But if this one goes down, it's live and it's there, and I'll instantly move over there, and that is UK Bitcoiner. Follow me there. At least if this goes down, you got somewhere you can find me. Once again, strong Bitcoin hand. It's the name of the game on this channel. I am Brian, the UK Bitcoin Master, signing off. I'll catch you all on Thursday at 6 p.m. UK time. Have a great week, people, whatever you're doing. Adam, I'll catch you on your show coming up later, no doubt. Until Thursday, I'm out of here. Cheers, everyone. Bye for now.